So, unless you've been living under a rock these past few weeks, there's a very high chance you've heard of Fall Guys, the game which has taken the internet by storm in so many different ways. Now, on the off chance you haven't heard of this game, it's basically Total Wipeout Takeshi's Castle style games in which you and 59 other players are competing to win the crown. Random game events are selected and only a certain number of players will make it through each stage until only one player remains. It's that simple. So, why is the game so popular? In short, it's really fucking fun. But I feel I should maybe go into a bit more detail than that. Let's start with the game modes themselves. There are a variety of modes that can be randomly selected in-game, including races, where you need to reach the finish line quickly in order to qualify for the next stage, team-style games, in which you and your team need to work together in order for you all to qualify, and other individual events and modes, each with its own unique challenge for players to tackle. Some of these games are absolutely incredible and really great to play, whereas others aren't quite as fun in my opinion, and I'll often let out an audible groan when it gets picked. But don't get me wrong, that's not a bad thing. This is the kind of variety that's good to have in these games. Not every mode is suited for every player. Your least favourite mode may be another person's favourite. The thing which is fantastic about so many of these modes is that they seem simple enough on the surface, but can actually be quite challenging. The game overall is easy to get into, but difficult to master. The next thing I want to touch on in this game is customization. There are so many different costumes, cosmetics which can be obtained in-game, both through leveling up and through purchasing the in-game store. The currency for the store can be bought using real money, however I've never actually even had to consider doing this. It can be obtained in-game easily enough that there isn't really too much need to pay, unless you're attempting to buy every single cosmetic available. And frankly, when it comes to the game itself, there isn't too much more that can be talked about in vigorous detail. You can party up with your friends and play together for the crown. A lot of the modes can be talked about individually, and the reasons why so many are liked and disliked could easily be considered, but that seems like a discussion for another day. I could talk about the fair pricing of the game, which reminds me that it's currently free in PlayStation Plus if you want to pick it up, but there's not much else to say apart from that. Watching gameplay or playing for yourself is enough reason to know why people are attracted to this game. One thing I do want to touch upon, however, is the incredible marketing for this game. Oliver, who runs the Twitter account for the game, is nothing short of brilliant. And the time leading up to the game's release, the way that the game was advertised and spoken about in social media is the reason I initially wanted to check it out in the first place. You may have read the title and are now thinking that it was basically some strangely written way of saying, Fall Guys game review. The things I've spoken about so far do seem to indicate that. But everything I've mentioned so far aren't the only reasons the game itself is great to me. In fact, there are two reasons specifically that I want to go into. The first is the community surrounding the game. I mentioned earlier that it's taken the internet by storm, and frankly that is probably an under-exaggeration. Everyone is talking about this game right now. Everyone is playing it or watching gameplay of it or suggesting additions to the game, including modes and costumes and all sorts of different things that can be added. To me, this game is reminiscent of the hype surrounding Pokemon Go a few years back. This is one of the reasons why the game is so great to me. Having a community which is passionate about the game is so vital, and everyone in the community appears to be so positive about it. I mentioned earlier about the marketing of the game and the way that the Twitter account is handled by the community manager, and every single day I'm more and more impressed. They recently announced a competition for brands and businesses that states which everyone's willing to donate the largest amount of money to the charity Special Effect will get their brand as a costume in-game. This is amazing because not only is it bringing everyone together for a brilliant cause, it's also just really smart marketing. Fall Guys has the platform to do something incredible, and they've really succeeded in doing so. The other reason the game is so great is one that I've already mentioned: simplicity. The game at its core is really quite a simple idea, so why haven't other games such as this succeeded so well? The main thing that sticks out at Fall Guys is that the developers at Mediatonic are prioritising fun over everything else. Obviously every developer wants players to have fun with their game, but Mediatonic is one of those developers you can just tell wants to please players and make them happy to be playing the game. And it's paid off. Going back to the community aspect, I've never seen a gaming community so positive about anything and so understanding. There have been some bugs with the game and the servers have had some trouble accommodating so many players recently. If it were any other developer, people would be throwing a hissy fit, but not Mediatonic. Players realise that they're trying their best to please the community, so when something goes wrong in the game, players respond with positive feedback and are patient. It's something that's almost quite unheard of in recent times. If you haven't played Fall Guys, then I hope this video has convinced you to pick it up. It's currently free this month on PlayStation Plus, like I said, so go grab it if you can. I genuinely love this game so much and I hope that it has a long lifespan, because it really is just great. If you want to see me talk more about this game and speak about individual modes or cover future content about Fall Guys, then please let me know. Subscribe as well to see more videos I make, it would be a great help. Also, consider following Oliver, the community manager on Twitter for the game, as he is genuinely doing an incredible job at the moment. But for now, that's just about it. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye.